Warhammer 40k Darktide is shaping up to be one of, if not the best Warhammer 40k game around, and the introduction of the game's newest class, the Skitarii, acts as a reminder that Darktide sets the standard for what co-op horde gameplay should look like in the industry, while also managing to innovate on the genre in some pretty exciting ways. The Skitarii isn't just another iconic Warhammer 40k character that's introducing a few new weapons to Darktide. When you play as the Skitarii, the best weapon in your arsenal is you. Before we dive into this phenomenal class, I'd like to thank Fatshark for sponsoring this video and giving me the opportunity to preview the Skitarii with you. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into it, starting from the very beginning with character creation. The Skitarii offers some pretty unique character customization options. For example, being able to alter the eye color of your character and that eye color reflecting on your helmet in-game. The class also introduces 4 different character voice options that can all be modified in ways that we haven't seen done in Darktide before.
No more does the hum of the motive force sing citizens to sleep. No longer do the machine spirits murmur one to another.
As tertium crumbles and decays, let the motive force be restored to those orphaned from its embrace.
Now, when you hop in game, the first thing you're going to notice is that your abilities have charges, and this is because they're fueled by capacitance, not just ability cooldown. The Skitarii is able to use its abilities quite often, but the trade-off is that you want to build capacitance in order to increase the effectiveness of those abilities. The class has introduced 2 new playstyles to the game that have instantly become favorites of mine, with the first playstyle revolving around Cord Claw Strike, which is an ability that does a lot of damage, and so you find yourself trying to get damage benefits in your talent tree in order to increase your ability damage. This is unique in that this is the first ability introduced to Darktide where the entire kit of this playstyle revolves around increasing the damage of Cord Claw Strike. Nearly every other ability in Darktide is there to provide some kind of survival or damage boosting benefit, but not Cord Claw Strike. Cord Claw Strike is here to be your main source of damage. Now, if you're a Vermintide 2 veteran who's played as the Grail Knight, then the Cord Claw Strike might seem like a similar ability, except that the Cord Claw Strike can be used much more often because of the capacitance system. The next playstyle revolves around the ability Voltaic Emitter. The effectiveness of this ability will actually vary depending on the amount of capacitance stacks that you have whenever you activate it. I love using this ability in conjunction with the Arc Maul because whenever you use this ability, you shock all surrounding enemies, and then you activate the Arc Maul and start slamming it into those enemies in order to generate arcs. Arcs are a mechanic unique to the Skitarii that act as chain lightning, where lightning bounces between enemies doing a ton of damage. But that's not the only way to build around Voltaic Emitter, and these 2 playstyles aren't the only playstyles that the Skitarii brings to the table. The Skitarii tree is unique not only because it's non-linear, but the abilities, blitzes, and auras are all located on the outer edges of the tree. This means that no 2 players are ever going to build the exact same. I guarantee that there is a passive in this talent tree that you're going to really enjoy and is going to make you really consider if it's worth even bringing a blitz or an aura into a mission. I often found myself going out of the way to go for 2 passives in particular. Gunsmith and Ammunition Restoration Pod, which allow you to reload your weapon while it's stowed, and then also replenish 1% of your ammunition every 15 seconds. The way that I would end up going out of my way is by sacrificing my Blitz ability. This greatly increases your ammo and action economy because you don't have to worry about reloading your weapon, but what it does is it sacrifices utility in the form of being able to send your service call out to do a data interrogation for you. Players are going to have a ton of fun with experimenting with the builds that this talent tree has to offer, while also trying to find ways to implement passives that they enjoy using into those builds. And speaking of builds, what is a build in Darktide without its weapons? For the Skitarii's melee weapons, they introduce the Arc Maul, the Mechanicus Power Sword, and the paired Turnsonic Blades, but they're also able to use powerful staples like the Combat Blade and the Shock Maul. For their ranged weapon options, they introduce the Galvanic Rifle, the Phosphor Blast Pistol, and the Arc Rifle, but they're also capable of using powerful ranged weapons such as the Heavy Blast Pistol or the Plasma Gun. Of all of the new weapons introduced, my favorite melee weapon is the Arc Maul because of its ability to generate arcs, while my favorite ranged weapon is the Phosphor Blast Pistol because of its ability to cleave through a bunch of enemies, lighting them all on fire, and providing its own unique damage over time effect as well. Additionally, the Skitarii drip goes really hard, and one of my favorite things about the class is that you can customize the servo skulls. Look at this little guy right here. Look familiar? With that being said, the best thing about the class is how it feels to play. The combination of its visual effects, sound design, and futuristic theme are absolutely peak Warhammer 40k.
I'll speak slowly so the words go in. You kill heretic, I make it go boom. Got it? I think I saw one of the stunning types. That will have to do. For the Emperor!
Oh, good. Another eccentric. Alas, that he is a necessary one.
Weapons up! Stay sharp! There you wear it!
This is a light. All we need now is a little...
All of this has left me extremely excited for the future of Darktide. Every one of Darktide's new classes, the Arbites, the Hive Scum, and now the Skitarii, have all innovated on the game's gameplay in some way. While the Arbites introduced pets to the game and the Hive Scum introduced the Stim Lab, the Skitarii seems like a clear evolution of class design for Darktide. The Skitarii not only combines elements from many of the previous classes, but it also takes it a step further by introducing new ways to play the game that players could have not even possibly imagined. This is Fat Shark's magnum opus, taking everything that the developers have learned about class design from Vermintide 1, Vermintide 2, and now Darktide, and pouring it all into one character just to see how far they can push their combat system. To put it plainly, they did a damned good job, and suffice to say, this has all left me very excited for whatever Fat Shark is developing, whether it be another class, new enemies, or more maps. The future of Darktide and Warhammer 40k in general is looking very good, so don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about the new class or sharing what you want to see next in Darktide. Once again, a huge shout out and thank you to Fat Shark for sponsoring this video. This has been Jefficus, the Emperor Protects, and the Omnissiah Provides.